Hello students. Now we'll do Paper 2, Department of Education, North Central Province, Year-End Evaluation 2018. So this paper, you can spend 3 hours for this paper. And how many parts? Again 2 parts. Part A, you get 6 questions but you have to answer only 5 questions. In Part B also, you have to do only 5 questions out of 6. Each question worth 10 marks and you can spend 1.5 hours for part A and 1.5 hours for part B. That means you can spend 18 minutes for each question. So let's start paper 2, part A. So in the first page, you get questions 1 and 2. And the second page, you get questions 3, 4 and 5. Third page, you get question number 6. And part B, 7 and 8. Next page, you get questions 9, 10 and 11. And the last page, you get question number 12. So you have to do only 10 questions out of 12. 5 from part A and 5 from part B. So let's do part A. Let's take question number 1. When Anil imported a stock of 250 bicycles, each worth 7,200 rupees, a custom duty of 60% had to be paid. Another 120,000 had to be paid for transportation. If Anil sold this stock of bicycles for 3,750,000 rupees, find the profit percentage gained by him from the business. So you have to first find the amount he spent when he imported this stock, and then what are the expenditure, custom duty, and for transportation he needs to pay. Then the selling price is given and you can find the profit by taking selling price and the imported price, the difference. And then easily you can find out the profit percentage. So let's start to calculate the value, the total imported value. Total imported value. One bicycle worth 7,200. How many bicycles? 250 bicycles. So all together, how much? So 1, 2, 3. 3 zeros and 72 times 25. So 72 times 25. 25 times 250. 25 times 7, 175 plus 5, 180. So 1,800. So what's the amount? 1,800,000 rupees. Then what are the taxes and transportation costs? Tax and transportation. Tax is 60% of that. So we'll first find 60%. So you don't need to find out the transportation already given. So we'll take first the tax because you have to calculate. Tax is 60% of this amount. 60 over 100 into 1,800,000 rupees. 2 zeros and you get 1, 2, 3, 4. And 6 times 18. 6 times 8, 48. 4 remaining. 6 times 1, 6 plus 4, 10. So 1,80,000 rupees for tax. Then the total expenditure, that means tax and transportation cost. So you can add 120,000 to this value. What's the amount? 0, 0, 0, here 0, 8 plus 2, 10, and 2, 1. So that's the total expenditure. And now we can find out how much he spent for imported value as well as the taxes. So the total expenditure with the imported value. So you can add 1,800,000 to that. Zero, zero, zero. So that means 3 million he spent, and what's the selling price? 3,750,000. So what's the profit? Profit becomes the difference. 3,750,000 rupees minus 3 million. That's 750,000 rupees is the profit. So what is the profit percentage? Profit percentage is equal to So what is profit percentage? So profit is 750,000 rupees and he spent 3 million for that. So for 3 million, he got 750,000 profit and multiplied by 100%. 3 zeros and here 2 zeros get cancelled out. This 0 get cancelled out. You get 2, 6, 3 times 2, 6, and for 15 that's 5. 25% profit percentage by selling all these bicycles. 250 bicycles. So how many marks altogether? 10 marks for this whole question. So how you get marks? From this point. So calculating the imported value, 1,800,000 rupees, you get 2 marks here. And then calculating the tax, 3 million. That's the total. So calculating the tax and everything, so we'll give marks for the tax, that's 2 marks. So this value, 2 marks. Now 4. And then another 2 marks for finding the total. And then now 6 altogether. And you get calculating the profit, another 2 marks. Another 2 marks here, calculating the profit. And finally, 25%, that's another 2 marks. So here, 10 marks for the whole question. So we gave 8 and 2 altogether, 10 marks. Now we'll do the next question. Question number 2, that's about quadratic graphs. So you need to ask for a graph paper You have to draw the graph and then answer these questions. So let's do the first part. An incomplete table prepared to draw the graph of the function y equals 3 minus x squared is given below. Find the value of y when x equals minus 1. So the equation is given, you just need to substitute. So y equals 3 minus x squared. X is minus 1. So what is the y value? Substitute minus 1 there. So minus 1 squared is 1. 3 minus 1, you get 2. So this value is 2. So you get only 1 mark for that. Now we'll take the graph question. Using the scale of 10 small divisions as 1 unit along the x-axis and along the y-axis, draw the graph of the above function on a graph paper. So we can take 10 squares 1 unit. So here 5 squares, so 10 squares just 1 unit. So first you have to see the scale of x. Minus 3 to 3. So we can start from minus 3 here. Minus 2, minus 1, then 0. So here that is the y-axis. So we can first draw the y-axis. And now how you do the next one? You have to see what are the values for y-axis. Minus 6 is there, lowest end, and the positive side, the maximum is 3. So you can start from 3 here. So we'll start 3 here. Then 10 squares 1 unit. So here 2, 1. Then this becomes the x-axis. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and minus 6. Now we can mark the x-axis here. X-axis is here. So this is x starting from minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 1, 2, 3 is the maximum. So that's the x-axis. So when you take 10 squares, what about the one small square? That's 1 over 10. So this way 0.1 as well as this way 0.1. 10 squares, one small part. So 1 over 10 is this part. So 0.1 both sides. Now let's take this one and mark the points. First one, minus 3, minus 6. Minus 3, minus 6. Here. Minus 2, minus 1. Minus 1, 2. 0, 3. First 1 and 2 with minus 1 and 3 with minus 6. Now all points are there. Now we need to connect smoothly. So what's my advice always? You can take the ruler, straight edge only to connect these 2 points because huge gap is there. So sometimes when you are shaky, you can't draw it properly. So only for those 2, you can use the ruler and then smoothly you need to connect the other part. So from here to here, and then here to here. So this is the graph. So how many marks for the graph? Always you get 3 marks. Marking the scale, 1 mark. And marking the points, 1 mark. And connecting with a smooth line, 1 mark. So always for this type of question, you get 3 marks. And for this part, you get 1 mark here. So 4 marks already given. So let's do the other questions related to the graph. Next part, Write the range of the value of x for which the function is positive. So where you get the function positive? So look at carefully. Above the x-axis, y is positive, here to here. So that means you have to read these 2 points. So here to here. So what are the 2 values there? So 7 squares to this side and 7 squares to the other side. So each square is 0.1. So you can write x is in between minus 1.7 and the other side is 1.7. So those are the 2 points. So x is in between, not equal, because positive means above the x-axis. 4th part, find the roots of the function 3 minus x squared is equal to 0. So 3 minus x squared is the graph. So that means y equals 0 line. So when you draw the y equals 0 line here, so I'll take a different color. When y equals 0, this line, what are the intersecting point? The graph cuts at minus 1.7 and plus 1.7. So those are the roots of the graph. So you get x equals minus 1.7 or x equals 1.7. So those are the 2 points. Find the roots. Then 5th part, write the equation of the graphs which is obtained when the above graph is moved downward by 2 units. Write down the maximum value of it. So the whole graph goes down by 2 units. So this becomes here. So you get all the points going down. So how you find out the equation? Earlier the equation was 3 minus x squared or x minus 3 squared? 3 minus x squared. 3 minus x squared. And going down means you are subtracting 2. So 3 minus 2, 1. 1 minus x squared is the equation of the graph. And what is the maximum value now? Maximum value becomes 1. So y maximum value is 1. So let's see how many marks you are getting. So according to the marking scheme, you get 2 marks to write down these 2 boundaries. And here 2 marks again for this step and 2 marks, 1 mark for this maximum value and 1 mark for the equation of the line. So 2, 4, 6 and before we gave 4 marks. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Let's take question number 3. You get information to create equations and you have to solve it. That's the first part. And you get an inequality in the second part. So let's do the first part. Out of the parcels classified as A and B, the mass of B-type parcel is 10 kilograms more than 3 times the mass of a type A parcel. The sum of masses of one A-type and 2 B-type parcels is 34 kilograms. Taking the mass of A-type parcel as X and mass of B-type parcel as Y, construct a pair of simultaneous equations. So this is the important part. You have to read the whole question till you get this point. Then we know what is X and what is Y. A means X, B type means Y number of parcels. Now you have to read again to construct the 2 equations. Out of the parcels classified as A and B, the mass of B-type parcel, that's Y, is 10 kilos more than 3 times the mass of A-type. 3 times means 3x. So that's your first equation. Then what's the second one you can create? The sum of masses of one A-type parcel. So one A-type parcel means x plus 2 B-type parcels. So 2 times y, that's 2y. That's equal to 34 kilos. That's your second equation. Now we have 2 equations. Solve the pair of simultaneous equations and find the mass of an A-type parcel and a B-type parcel. So you are asked to solve for x and y. So what is the easiest way to do? Here y is there. So we can take y and substitute to the second equation. So we'll take 1 and substitute to the second equation. So x plus 2, instead of y, you can put 10 plus 3x is equal to 34. Now how you solve? You can expand brackets and then solve for x. Multiply by 2. 20 plus 6x is equal to 34. And you get x and 6x, 7x is equal to 34 minus 20. You get 14 is equal to 7x. Divide by 7. X becomes 2. So x is 2. That means 2 is the number of A-type parcels. Then how you find out y? You can substitute x equals 2 in the first equation. Substitute in the first equation, you can find out y. 10 plus 3 times x, 3 times 2. 10 plus 6, that's 16 parcels for the second one. So here you can write number of A-type parcels, that's x, that's 2. Number of B-type parcels, that's 16. So that's the answer. We'll see how you get marks for the whole question. So you get 2 marks for creating the first 2 equations. So 2 marks for this. And the next one, substitution, or you can use the other method also. Take 3x to this side and solve the equation. So main thing, you have to get rid of one variable. So you get 1 mark for this step. And finding y value or x value, you get 2 marks. And finding the other value, you get 1 mark. And altogether, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 marks for the whole part. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 for the whole part. Now we'll take a look at the B part. A train engine can pull a maximum weight of 480 tons. It pulls 6 passenger compartments, each weighing 60 tons, and 3 goods wagons. If the weight of a good wagon is metric ton capital T, write an inequality including T. By solving it, find the maximum weight of a goods wagon in metric tons. Again, you have to read. A train engine can pull a maximum weight of 480. So, maximum 480 tons. So, this should be, in the total mass should be less than or equal to 480 because that's the maximum value. So what's the weight? A train engine can pull a maximum weight of 480 tons. It pulls 6 passenger compartments, each weighing 60 tons. So 60 times 6 passenger compartments, and 3 goods wagon. But what's the weight of the wagon? Capital T. So 3T. And when you simplify this one, you get 60 times 6, 360 plus 3T should be less than or equal to 480. So that's the inequality you can create. Now let's see how you solve it. Solve this and find the maximum weight of a goods wagon in metric tons. So what's the first step? So you can take 360 to the other side. So 3T becomes 480 minus 360. So you get 120 is here. Divide both sides by 3. You get T is less than or equal to 120 divided by 3, 40. So T is less than or equal to 40. So what is the maximum weight? Maximum weight is 40 kilo. 40 tons, not kilos. 40 tons is the maximum weight. So how many marks for this step? You get 360 plus 3T less than or equal to 480. You get 2 marks there. And solving this one here, writing this inequality 1 mark, writing down the maximum weight, you get 1 mark. So here 2 and 2, 4, and we gave 6 marks for this part. So altogether 10 marks for this whole question. Let's do question number 4. In a right angle triangle, the length of sides which include right angle are x, x plus 3 respectively. If the length of the hypotenuse is x plus 6, construct a relationship among the length of sides and by solving it, build up a quadratic equation. So this is solving equation and constructing equations in the first part, and the second part about algebraic fractions. So we'll do separately. First part. So construct a relationship among the length of sides. So we can just write down. Before we write down, make sure that you put a sketch. It says one side is x and the other side is x plus 3 and the hypotenuse is x plus 6. So what can you write? You can use Pythagoras theorem. X plus 6 squared is equal to x plus 3 squared plus x squared. So that's the equation. Now you need to simplify to get this equation. So we'll expand brackets. X squared, first term squared. Then you get middle term, double of this. If you can't do it at once, make sure that you write x plus 6 separately and use rainbow method to multiply. So 12x and 6 squared is 36. That's what you are getting when you expand. So always when you expand a quadratic one, you get 3 terms. Most of the students write just 2 terms, first term squared and the last term squared. Forgetting always the middle term. That's wrong. So you have to write down all 3 terms when you are expanding quadratic expressions. So what about this one? X plus 3 squared, square term, double of this one, 6x, and 3 squared is 9. And this x squared you have to write. Now take all terms to one side and you can write the equation there. So we'll take all these terms to this side, x squared, and when you subtract x squared, you get just x squared. 2x squared minus x squared. Then 6x and minus 12x, you get minus 6x. 9 minus 36. So what is 9 minus 36? You get 27. So minus 27 here. So this side becomes 0. So that's what you need. So construct the equation and then by solving it, find the length of sides of the triangle. So we'll try to solve this. You need to find out the factors now. Factors of minus 27. So when you multiply these two, minus 27x squared, what are the factors? Minus means you need to get the difference. What are the factors? 9 and 3, you get 6. So 9 and 3, the middle term is negative, so the bigger one is negative. So split the middle term to minus 9x and plus 3x. Then take first two, x minus 9. And the next one, take 3 out, x minus 9. Now x minus 9 is common. Take it out. And the remaining factor is x plus 3. Now the two factors are equal to 0. You can write x minus 9 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. So what are the solutions? X can be 9 or x can be minus 3. Can you get a negative answer here? X is a length of a triangle. So x cannot be negative. X cannot be negative. Only you can take 9. So x is 9. So what are the lengths? So one side is 9 centimeters. Is this centimeters or meters? We have to look at the question. Not given. So that means you can't say centimeters. You can write units. Nine units. And then x plus 3. 9 plus 3, 12. And x plus 6, that means 9 plus 6, 15 units. So that means two sides 9 and 12 and the hypotenuse is 15. So those are the three lengths. So how many marks? So we'll see the marking scheme. So you get 4 marks to construct the equation there. 1 mark to use the Pythagoras and expand and then take all terms to one side and show the answer. 4 marks. And the next one, solving x equals 9 and ignoring minus 1, you get 3 marks. And the last part, showing the other two lengths, that's 2 marks. So 5. 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need to give 10 marks. So 8 marks for this part and part B 2 marks. So that means I have given extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have to give 1 mark here, not 2. 8 altogether. Let's do part B. Simplify. So that's algebraic expression. Can you remember this one? X squared minus 6x minus 27. That's the same thing. So we can use the factors there. X minus 9 and x plus 3. So we can use those factors to simplify. And what about this one? That's also x plus 3 and x minus 9. So same denominator. So that's common. So you can write x minus 9 and x plus 3 as the common denominator. So what's in the numerator then? Just you can subtract 2x minus 5. So that's all. You can't simplify further. So how many marks? Just 2 marks for this question. So we gave 8 marks before and this 2 marks, then altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 5. The following table shows the data on the quantity of grains in kilograms that were brought to a certain grain collecting center during 30 days. So this is statistics. You have to find the modal class, mean value. So we'll do it separately. Find the modal class. Now first look at the data set and find out what are these. There are gaps in between. So the class limits are given. And check whether the intervals are with equal width. So 9 minus 1, 8. So the size is 9 here. So all these sizes are 9. So when the intervals are equal, you can look at straight away with the number of days and find out which one has the highest one. So which one has the highest one? This one, 8. So that is called the modal class. So what is the modal class? So you get modal class is 128 to 136. Then the next one, what is the expected maximum quantity of grains in kilograms that was brought in a day? Now these are limits. So when you are finding boundaries, you normally add and divide by 2. So this higher boundary becomes 109.5, 118.5. So likewise, this becomes 163.5. So what is the maximum quantity of grains in kilograms that was brought in a day? You can use the upper boundary of that. So 163.5. According to this one, it says 163, that's to the nearest whole number. So you can take that value as well. So 163 kilograms as the maximum value. This is in kilograms. So we'll see how many marks for these two. So you get 1 mark for this one, 128 to this one, and 1 mark for this one. Just 2 marks for these two questions. Then the next one, find the mean quantity of grains in kilograms that were brought in a day, using the mid value of the modal class as the assumed mean, or otherwise to the nearest whole number. So we need to take the mid value of the modal class. So how you find out the mean? You always need 5 columns if you are using assumed mean. So this one, grains in kilograms, and we'll find out the mid value. That's, we'll write x, and then the frequency column, and we are using deviation, and we need the sum of FD to find out the mean value. So it's given 101 to 109, 110 to 118, 119 to 127, 28 to 136, 137 to 145, 146 to 154, and 155 to 163. And then we can find out the total. So what are the mid values? How you find out the mid value? Add these two and divide by 2. 101 plus 109, you get 210. Divide by 2, 105. And do one more and see the pattern. You don't need to add and divide by 2 for all numbers. So here you get 28. So 228 divide by 2, 114. Now see the difference. Always adding 9. Now add 9 to this. 123 plus 9, 132 plus 9, 141, 9, 150, 159. Those are the mid values. Frequency is given 1, 4, 5, 8, 6, 4, 2. What's the total frequency? It was given there 30 days. So this should be equal to 30. Now how you find out the deviation? So first you have to consider what's deviation? The value of x minus the assumed mean. So assumed mean we have to take as the mid value of the modal class. So 132. So A equals 132. Now multiply. First take the difference. So here this becomes deviation 0. So always the gap is 9. So you can say this way, that's minus multiples of 9, and this way positive values 9, 18 and 27. Now multiply f and d. 1 times minus 27, minus 27. 4 times 18, minus 72. 5 times minus 9, that's minus 45. Here 0, and now you get positive values. 9 times 6, 54. 4 times 18, we did that before, 72. 2 times 27, 54. Now we can add the positive values separately and negative values separately. 180 positive. Negative values 14, 1 remaining, 8, 10, 14. 144. So what's the difference? 180 and 144 difference is 36. So this is plus 36. Now we can find out the mean value. How you find out the mean? Mean is equal to assumed mean plus sigma FD over sigma F. What is sigma means? Total of FD over total of F. Assumed mean is 132 plus the sigma FD value is 36 divided by sigma F. That is total is 30. Now divide, what you get? 132 plus. So you get 1 for 36, that's 30, and for 60 you get 2, 1.2. So 132 plus 1.2, you get 133.2, but it says you are asked to find it correct to the nearest whole number. So what's the whole number here? You can't add 1, so you can keep as 133 kilograms. So this is the amount, quantity of grains per day. That's 133 kilograms. Then part 4, it says, based on the above mean, find the expected quantity of grains in kilograms which will be brought during the next 3 months. So this is per day. So normally we take 30 days for a month. So how many months? 3 months. So you can find out the total amount for the next 3 months is 133. That's for 1 day. Multiply by 30. That's for a month. And multiply by 3. That's for 3 months. This is in kilograms. So 90 minus 133. 0, 9 times 3, 27. 2 remaining. 9 times 3 is 27 plus 2, 29. 2 remaining. 9 times 1, 9 plus 2, 11. So you get 11,970 kilograms needed for next 3 months. So let's give marks now. So according to the marking scheme, 6 marks normally, you get 1 mark here and 1 mark for FD and sigma. FD 1 mark. So another 1 mark you are getting to find out the assumed mean. So 4 and calculations 1 mark and 133 1 mark. So 6 marks altogether for finding mean. And then 2 marks for finding this answer. 11,000. Here I took the nearest whole number. So you can take that value or the original value. 133.2 is also possible. So the answer either this or when you take this one you get a slightly different answer. So both are okay. So 2 marks for that. So 2, 3, 4. So 6 plus 2, 8. And here we gave 2 marks for this. So 10 altogether. Now let's take question number 6. So this is about volume, and here you need to find volume and they are asking the rate. And the second part, just simplify this value using logarithmic tables. So we'll do separately. We'll take the first part. A cylindrical shaped tank of radius 2 meters and the height 3.5 meters has been filled with water completely. So we'll draw a sketch. This is a cylindrical tank. What's the radius? 2. And the height is 3.5. How long will it take to empty the half the tank using a pipe through which water removes at a uniform rate of 200 liters per minute? So water up to this position. So half you need to remove. So what's the volume of water there? So you need to first find out volume of water. How do you find out the volume? Volume of the cylinder, pi r squared h. Pi you can take 22 over 7. What's r? R is given 2. And h is half of this. So 3.5 I can write as a fraction 7 over 2. And you have to again divide by 2. So 7 over 2 divided by 2 means multiply by half again. Now simplify. 7 get cancelled out. This 2 and this 2. This one with this. So 22 cubic centimeters. No, cubic meters, because the values are given in meters. Cubic meters. Now this rate is given in liters. What's the conversion between cubic meters and liters? Can you remember? 1 cubic meter is 1000 liters. So that means you have to multiply by 1000. So this means 22 cubic meters means 22,000 liters of water. So the uniform rate is given 200 liters. To remove it takes 1 minute. So they are asking to remove the half of the tank. That means 20,000 liters. How many minutes you need? So we'll see. So you have to divide by 200. 22,000. Divide by this. So you get 220 divided by 2. You get 110 minutes. Now we'll convert to hours because you need the value in hours. So 110 divided by 60. You get how many hours? 6 times 1. 6 and 5 remaining. 5 over 6 remaining. We can write separately 1 hour and how many minutes? 5 over 6 into 60. So you get 50 minutes. So 1 hour and 50 minutes to empty half of the tank. So we'll see how many marks you get. So you get, altogether you get 10 marks for the whole question. Not 10 marks. So B part is there. 5 marks for part B and 5 marks for part A. So you get 2 marks here. Finding volume of water and then divide by 200. Everything you get 3 marks. So 2 marks here again and then 1 mark for the final answer, 1 hour and 50 minutes. So 5 marks for part A. Now let's take part B. Simplify using logarithmic table. So here we'll take any letter. We'll take R. We need to find out this value using log tables. So you need to take any letter. Then what's the next step? Take logarithms both sides. Log of R is equal to log of this. Then what are the laws of logarithms? Multiplication, you can add the log values, and for division, you have to subtract the log values. So we can separate these two. Log 23.5 plus log of 145 minus log of 2.32. Now we can use the table. So how you refer this? This is 1 point value because when you write in standard notation, this is 1, 2 point something, and the other one is 0 point something. Now we'll refer the table. 23.5, 23.5, 37.11. Then next one, 14.5, 14.5, 16.14, and the other one is 23.2, 23.2, 36.55. Now we can simplify this. First, we can add these two. It's better to write in a column when you are adding decimals. 1614. When you add it, you get 5253. Now subtract the other value, 0.3655. When you subtract, you get 0, 7, and 7 plus here 5, 12, and here 7 and 6 here, and you get 1 and 3. 3.1670. Now you can take antilog. So what is R? R means antilog value of 3.1670. Now refer the table and see where you get 1670. 1670. 1670. Here 44 is there. So 44 and 70, what's the difference? So we need 70, but 44 is there. So you need 26. 26 from here, that's like last value. 8 also you can take, that's 24. So 8. 1468 is the answer. So 1468. 1468. But here 3 point something. So you have to keep the decimal place 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. So that means 1468 is the answer. So that's the value of this. So how many marks for this step? So we'll look at the marking scheme and see. You get 1 mark for taking logarithms here, and referring the tables and get these values, you get 2 marks. And 1 mark for taking this value, and 1468, 1 mark. So 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 marks for this step as well. Now let's take question number 7. So this is about progression number patterns. So we'll see how we can do. So we'll do step by step. Question number 7. A program of offering lamps, Pahan Puja, was held for Sanudi's 15th birthday. The lamps were arranged on the ground as a pattern. There were 5 lamps on the first circle, 8 lamps on the second circle, 11 lamps on the third circle, and etc. In which progression is the lamp pattern? Give reasons. So first one, 5. Second one, 8. Third one, 11. We'll take the difference and see. Difference is 8 minus 5. Take any term minus the previous one. That's 3. Or you can take 11 minus 8. That's also 3. So common difference is there. Common difference is 3. So what is the progression? This is arithmetic progression. When there's common difference, you take as arithmetic progression. Find the number of lamps on the 10th circle by using the formula. So we need T10. So this is arithmetic. So you can use a plus n minus 1d. A plus n minus 1. 10 minus 1 is 9d. Now substitute the first term. That's 5. Difference is 3. According to Bodmer's multiplication first, 27 plus 5, 32. So 32 lamps are there in the 10th circle. So how many marks for this step? You get 2 marks for showing that this is arithmetic progression, and 32 lamps, that's 2 marks again. So this is part 3. If lamps were lighted up to 15 circles, find the total number of lamps used. So that means sum of all terms. So S15 you need. So what's the formula? N over 2. 15 over 2. You can use 2a. 2 times 5 plus n minus 1. So 15 minus 1, 14. D is 3. So you can use this formula to find out the sum. 15 over 2, 10 and 14 times 3, 42. So you get 42 and 10, 52 into 15 over 2. 2 times 2, 4 and 2 times 6, 12. 26 times 15. Multiply separately and put the value. You get 390 lamps altogether. If 15 milliliters of oil is needed for one lamp, 6 liters of oil enough for this program? So they are asking a question, is 6 liters of oil enough for this program? Give reason. So there are 390 lamps. So how many are there? Each one 15 milliliters of oil. So what's the total oil needed? Total oil needed is 15 milliliters. That means 15 times 390. That's in milliliters. So multiply. 39 will multiply by 15. 9, 3. 5 times 9, 45. 5 times 3, 15 plus 4, 19. 585. So 585 and this 0. 5850 milliliters of oil needed. So when you convert to liters, this is 5.85 liters. Divide by 1000. So 6 liters is 6 is greater than 5.85. So that's enough. So you can say yes, 6 liters enough for this program. So how many marks for these two steps? 1, 2, 3. 3 marks for finding this total number of lamps, and then 5850 and 5.85 liters. So 1 mark there, and showing that this is enough, 1 mark. So 2 plus 3, 5, and these two we gave 2 and 2. 2 and 2, 4. We need to give 1 mark again. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 marks here actually. So writing down the equation also 1 mark. So altogether 10 marks for the whole thing. Question number 8. You need compass and the straight edge to construct the diagram. So you have to construct a triangle, then parallel lines. So we'll see how we can do that using compass and the straight edge. Use only straight edge with centimeter and millimeter scale and a pair of compasses for the following constructions. show the construction lines clearly. Don't try to erase after you draw the construction lines, because some students, they tend to erase everything. So teachers can't give marks for that, because without the lines, we can't give marks. So construction, you have to show all the arcs and lines. Construct the triangle ABC such that AB is 8 centimeters, BAC is 60 degrees and AC 7 centimeters. So what you do? You take the ruler and the compass. So first, you can draw a line. Here, we'll first draw the line, 8 centimeter line. So first, you can take the ruler and draw a line first. And then, take the compass and the ruler. Now we need which one? We'll draw AB, 8 centimeters. Eight centimeters. So this one, again, we'll keep it here and mark the other position. So 8 centimeters AB. Then we need BAC angle 60 degrees. So this angle is 60. So how you do that? You take any length, small length. We keep the compass on top of A, and you can mark an arc here, an arc above somewhere here, and then keep the compass on top of this arc and draw the other one. So this is 60 degree angle. So we can draw the line here at 60 degrees. Then we need BAC. BAC is 60, AC is 70. So you need to measure 7 centimeter length, and then we have to mark the point from A, that's C point. So on this line, so here C point is here. So 7 centimeters, and you can connect this one and this one. So ABC triangle is this. And we'll mark 60 here, a 60 degree angle. Construct a parallel line AB, parallel line to AB through C. So we need a line there. So we can use parallelogram property. So we can take this length here. We are trying to complete a parallelogram here, and this 7 centimeter length from here from this point, because opposite sides are equal in the parallelogram. So we can draw the other arc. So the intersecting point we can connect with C. So that's a parallel line passes through this. So we can mark it, this line and this line both are parallel. So that's the second part. So how many marks for that? These two parts we'll see. Drawing AB line, 1 mark, and 60 degree angle, 1 mark, and AC 7 centimeter, 1 mark, and drawing the parallel line, you get 2 marks. And we'll see what are the 2 other steps. So that's the first 2 parts. So you get 5 marks for this step. Now we'll take the next one. Now let's take the third one. Mark the point D on the parallel line such that CD equals 6 centimeters and construct the trapezium ABDC. Now look at ABDC needs to be in order if it's a trapezium. ABDC. So that means D should be somewhere here. So what's the distance between C and D? 6 centimeters. So we can use 6 centimeter length and then you can mark it here. So we can mark the D point. So this is D point. That's 6 centimeter length. So now construct the ABDC trapezium. So that's ABDC trapezium. Construct the perpendicular from C to AB and mark its foot as E. So we need to draw a perpendicular line. So we'll take the compass. So what's the first step? We need to draw arcs. So we'll take the compass and mark. We'll take a longer distance and mark from C 2 arcs. So you get 1 point here. What's the other point? Somewhere here. So 2 points are there. Then what you do? You take the compass. From here, you can draw the 2 arcs. Here and here. Keep it here and draw the other arc. So now you can connect this point and this intersecting point. So that's the perpendicular drawn from point C to AB. So we can mark this point as E. It says foot as E. So that's perpendicular. I'll draw a perpendicular sign. Measure the length CE and find the area of the trapezium ABDC. So fifth part, now you have to measure. So again you need the compass to measure CE. C is this much. So we'll keep it on the ruler and measure the length. 6 centimeters. So CE is 6. This length is 6 centimeters you get. Now how you find out the area of the trapezium ABDC? You can use area of the trapezium by taking half lengths of 2 parallel sides, 6 plus 8, and the perpendicular height is h now. This is the perpendicular height. So substitute, you get 3 here, 6 plus 8, 14 into 3, 42 square centimeters is the area of the trapezium. So how many marks for these steps? We already gave 5 marks. So 5 marks for these 2 steps. So here calculation part you get 2 marks. and the other steps you get 3 marks. Finding this one D point and completing this trapezium, 1 mark, and drawing the perpendicular line, 2 marks. So 3 plus 2, 5 again. So 10 altogether for the whole question. Question number 9. This is about Venn diagram. So you have to draw the Venn diagram. So we'll see step by step. An institution recruited some employers who passed both the written and the practical test. 100 candidates participated in the test. Only 80 candidates passed the written test and only 66 passed the practical test. 8 candidates failed both the tests. Draw a Venn diagram to depict the above information. Find the number of candidates who were qualified for the job. So, to draw the Venn diagram, you need to first draw the rectangle. Then, you have to draw the circles. We need 2 circles. Then, what are the 2 circles? Here, we can take, this is the whole thing as 100 candidates. So, 100 altogether. There are, in this test participated, only 80 candidates passed the written test. So, we can say written exam. And what's the other one? Practical. So, we'll put W for written exam, practical exam P. How many are there passed in the written exam? 80. So, this is 80. How many passed in practical test? 66. So, this circle is 66. And it says 8 candidates failed both tests. So, that means outside the 2 circles, that's 8. And you can find out this part. Now, how you find out this region? 100 minus 8. What you get 100 minus 8? 92. 92 means the combination of these 3. This part and this part. So, but when you take 80 plus 66, what you get? 146. So the difference between these two becomes the intersection because we are adding twice. So take the difference, 146 minus 92, you get 4 here and 5, 54. 54 here. So if this is 54, what is this value? So 6 and 10 and 2, 26. So how you subtract this one and get this part? 66 minus 54, you get 2 and 1, 12 here. Now this is a completed Venn diagram showing all these regions. Then it says find the number of candidates who were qualified for the job. So who qualified for the job? It says an institution recruited some employers who passed both the written exam and the practical test. So that means this part. So we can show that this part is the required part. So that's 54. 54 candidates qualified for this. So that's the intersection of both these two circles. So we'll see how many marks for this step. So you get how many marks for the diagram? Showing 80, 66 and marking 8, 3 marks. and here 26, 54 and 12 there, and finding this value, 54, 1 mark, and 1 mark for showing all these values. So 1 mark. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 marks for these 2 steps. So we'll do the next one. Now we'll take the next one. Shade the region which represents the candidates who pass the written test but fail the practical test. So that means inside W but not inside P. So outside P. So what's the required region? So this part. So we'll shade this. So inside W but outside P means this one. So we'll shade it. We'll shade using this color. So this is the region required there. Then the next part. When a person is randomly selected from the above group, find the probability of the event being a person who is not suitable for this job. Who's not suitable means except 54, all the other members not suitable for this position. So here 54 out of 100, when you take out 54, what's the remaining amount? 6 here and 6 plus 4. 46 are there, not suitable for this event. So out of 46, this is out of 100, 46 people are there not suitable, because only when they pass the written exam and the practical one, they are selecting from those. So 54 are there. 100 minus 54, you get 46. So the probability of the event being a person who is not suitable for this job is 46 over 100. Or you can simplify and write, this is 23 over 50. So how many marks for these 2 steps? So this one, shading the correct region, 2 marks, and calculating the probability here, 1 mark. So there's another part. We'll see how you can do the next part. If all the candidates who pass the written test have passed the practical test too, draw a Venn diagram to represent the above changes. Write all the elements in all regions. So all the candidates who passed the written test have passed the practical test too. So that means when you take this diagram, here this one should be inside this circle. So when you draw the diagram, again you need the rectangle first. Rectangle first, and then if this is written test is like this, and you need a smaller circle inside, that's the practical one. So now P is here, W is here. So how many students pass the practical? 66. So this is 66 now. So how many pass the written exam? 80. And 8 outside. 8 outside. So this is 66. This is 100 altogether. Now what is this circle then? 100 minus 8. That should be 92 here. Then how you find out this region? 92 minus 66, 26. So 26 should be there. So you need to mark all these values to get full marks. So how many marks for this step? So you get 8, 66 and 26. So 1 mark for the whole diagram, and getting 26, 1 mark. So 2 marks for this step. Did we give all 10? This is 3, 5 and 5, 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 10. You have to prove that. First you have to draw the diagram and then proofs are there. D is the midpoint of AC of the triangle ABC. The line drawn parallel to BC through A and BD meet at E. Indicate the information given above in a figure. Prove that ABC is a parallelogram and AC bisects BAE. Prove that AC perpendicular to BE. So we'll do step by step. Part 1, we can first draw the diagram. Midpoint of AC of the ABC triangle. So we'll draw ABC triangle first. ABC triangle. D is the midpoint of AC. So we'll mark the D point. So these two lengths are equal. Then the line drawn parallel to BC through A and BD. The line drawn parallel to BC through A, that means a parallel line to this one. We'll say this is the parallel line, and BD, this line, meet at E. So these two lines are parallel. Now they are asking, prove that ABCE is a parallelogram. How can we show that? ABC is a parallelogram. We know this is the midpoint and these two sides are parallel. If we can show that BC and AE both are equal lengths, you can say easily BCEA is a parallelogram because one pair of opposite sides parallel and equal, then it becomes a parallelogram. So we'll do like that. First we can show that these two triangles are congruent. Take AED triangle and BCD triangle. So you can say AD is equal to DC. It's given already. Then this angle is equal to this angle. Opposite angles are equal. ADE angle is equal to BDC angle. Opposite angles. Then what else we know? These two lines are parallel, means this angle and this angle both are equal. Alternate angles. EAC angle, EAD angle is same as BCD. Alternate angles. Alternate angles are equal. Now can you see two angles and one length? So AED triangle is congruent to BCD triangle. Angle, angle, side. Two angles and one length. Because these are congruent, you can say either you can take these two lengths. The corresponding lengths are equal, elements are equal. Either you can say this one is equal to this one or this one. So if this is equal, you can say diagonals bisect each other. That means BCEA is a parallelogram. Or if you say BC is equal to AE and this is parallel, opposite, one pair of opposite sides equal and parallel, that's also a parallelogram. So any method is okay. So I'll take BD equals DE. BD, that's opposite to this angle. Opposite to this angle is equal to DE. BD is equal to DE because of corresponding elements of the congruent triangle. Corresponding elements. And also we know that AD equals DC. Diagonals bisect each other. Bisect each other. So therefore, AB, CE. ABCE. ABCE is a parallelogram. So, how many marks for this step? You get, so sketching this, you get 2 marks and 1 mark you are getting this one for showing that these two triangles are congruent. Here also 1 mark, and for the reason altogether 1 mark. So 2 marks for that, and then corresponding elements are equal 1 mark, then 1 mark for the reason. Diagonals bisect each other, so ABC is a parallelogram. So altogether how many marks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 already given. So let's take the next one. If AC bisects BAE, this one. So if these two angles are equal, then the angle bisector, we'll mark it like this. So if AC bisect this BAE angle, that means this angle is equal to this angle. Prove that AC perpendicular to BE. So that's what you need to prove. So how you do that? So this angle then is equal to this angle as well. First we'll write down that. So BAD angle is equal to EAC angle because of angle bisector. Then AC is perpendicular this one, that means this should be 90 degrees, 90, 90 perpendicular. So how we show that? We'll put X for this angle, so this is X. So this is X means this is equal to this, so this is also X. And this side, these two lines are parallel, so this is also X. Now what can you say about this one? Now look at ABC triangle. ABC triangle, only the triangle, ABC triangle. This angle and this angle both are equal. So that means an isosceles triangle. So if this is an isosceles triangle, the corresponding opposite sides are equal. So you can say AB is equal to BC. Isosceles triangle. Now we know that this length is equal to this length. This is a parallelogram. BCEA is a parallelogram. The adjacent sides are equal. What is this? If adjacent sides are equal, this becomes a rhombus. So you can say ABCE is a parallelogram and adjacent sides are equal. when adjacent sides are equal, ABCE is a rhombus. So if it's a rhombus, we know diagonals bisect at 90 degrees. So here, if this is a rhombus, you can say diagonals bisect at 90 degrees. So ADE angle becomes 90 degrees. So we can say this is 90 means this is also 90, this is all these 90 degrees. AC is perpendicular to BE. AC is perpendicular to BE because diagonals bisect at 90 degrees in a rhombus. So how many marks for this step? So 4 marks altogether, showing that these opposite, the adjacent lengths are equal, and this is a rhombus, and the diagonals bisect at 90 degrees. Everything, you get 4 marks for this question. So earlier 6 marks, and for this step 4 marks, altogether 10 marks. Question number 11. So you have to draw a diagram with angles, and scale diagram is there, and we need to find lengths. So 5 parts are there. An observer who stands 10 meters directly above the ground on a flat observes the bottom point B of a vertical building AB, which is in the same horizontal ground with an angle of depression 35 degrees, and top of the building point A with an angle of elevation of 25 degrees. Indicate the information given above in a sketch. Draw a scale diagram using the scale 1 centimeter represent 2 meters. So we'll first draw the sketch. It says, this is the flat surface. An observer who stands 10 meters directly above the ground. So we'll take here 10 meters above the ground. So we'll take this one, 10 meters above the ground. Observes the point B of a vertical building AB, which is in the same horizontal ground with an angle of depression. So we'll say B is somewhere here and AB is a building. Angle of depression from here is 35 and angle of elevation to this point is 25. So we'll draw the horizontal line because we measure angle of depression or elevation from the horizontal line. So here elevation is 25 degrees and the depression is 35 degrees. So that's the diagram. Now we have to draw this using the scale 1 centimeter represent 2 meters. So we need to measure only 10 meters. So what's the scale length? 10 meters means 10 divided by 2, that's 5 centimeters you have to take. So you can use the set square and the protractor to draw the scale drawing. Now we'll first take the set square and we can first mark 5 centimeter length. So we'll take here and first I can draw the line here, horizontal line. That's the horizontal line, and then from here 5 centimeters. So here 5 centimeters up to this position, and then you need to mark the angles. So 5 centimeters. Now measure the angles. You need the protractor You keep it here. Now we can check whether this is first 90 degree here. You can take it here to this angle. So we need 25 degrees from here. So this is here, and then rotate and get the other angle. So you need from here 35. 10, 20, 30, 35 here. Now you can draw the two lines. So from here this way and from here this way. So those are the 2 points. Now you can again take the set square, keep it here, and you can extend this line and draw you can draw this line. So here you need to extend this length. Now we have, this is B point and this is A point, and we took the horizontal line and we marked this is 25 degrees and this is 35 down and 5 centimeter, and we took 90 degree angle here. Now that's the scale diagram. So how many marks for this? These 2 steps. For the sketch, you get 2 marks, and for the diagram, this is 3 marks. So taking 5 centimeter as well. Now we'll take the next one. Next part, it says express the scale of it as a ratio. So it says here 1 centimeter, 2 meters. So convert to centimeters. 1 centimeter means 200 centimeters. Both are in centimeters. You can write the scale as 1 to 200. That's the scale. And according to the scale diagram, find the height of the building AB. So we need to find out the length of AB. So we'll take the ruler and measure. So how many centimeters? It's like 9.7 centimeters. So you have to multiply it by 2 to get meters. 9.7 multiplied by 2. 19.4 meters is the AB length. So you can get closer to 9.7, 9.8, like that you get marks. So 19.4. Find the distance between the flat on which the observer is and the building AB. So you need to find out this length as well. So we'll take the ruler and measure this length here to here. So you can take 10 centimeters you can take. So the next page. So 10 centimeters means multiply by 2, 20 meters is the actual distance. So how many marks? 1 mark for this scale and So here the values are different. So we have to check it again whether these are the same. We'll take the set square because we use the set square to measure the lengths. So you have to take the same instrument. We'll check it again. So according to my one, 9.7 is correct. So that means my calculations are correct according to my diagram. So you also check whether you get similar to this length. So 9.7 is correct. So we can find out the value by multiplying this by 2. So 2 marks for that. Check whether you get this or closer value. And what about the other length? So I got 10 centimeters. So 10 times 2, 20 meters. So that's also 2 marks. 2, 3, 4, 5. And this 5 altogether 10 marks for this question. Now let's take the last question in this paper. Question number 12. So first part you have to use the circle and circle theorems, and the second part prove that PR is equal to QS of the above circle. So let's do the first part. PQ and RS are two diameters of the circle of center O. So PQ and RS. T is a point on the circle. Fill in the blanks of the following. PTR angle. PTR angle is what? Look at carefully. When you take RP, arc, this is the angle subtended at the center. So what about this angle? Angle subtended on the circumference. So what's the relationship? This angle is half of this. So we can say PTR angle is 36 divided by 2. That's 18 degrees. What's the reason? You have to give the circle theorem. Angle subtended at the center is twice as angle subtended on the circumference. PTQ angle. PTQ angle. What's this? So we know PQ is the diameter. This is 90 degrees. Semicircle angles are 90 degrees. So you have to write down the reason. Semicircle angle. RTQ. RTQ is the sum of these two. So you can write RTQ is PTR angle plus PTQ angle. So that means you can add these two. 18 plus 90, you get 108 degrees. So those are the blanks. So we'll see how many marks for this step. You get 1 mark for this one and 1 mark for the reason, 2 marks, and 90 degree and 1 mark for the reason, and 1 mark for adding these two. You get 1 mark for 108 degrees. So So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 marks for this step. So that means the other one only 4 marks. So the next one, prove that PR is this length is equal to QS of the above circle. Now you can easily prove that. Can you see? When you take these two triangles, those are congruent. We'll take OPR triangle and OSQ triangle. This is radii, all these lengths are equal. And this angle is 36, this is also 36. Opposite angles are equal. Side angle, side. These two triangles are congruent. So we'll write down OR equals OS, OP equals OQ, and ROP angle is equal to QOS angle. That's opposite angles, and these are radii. So we can say OPR triangle is congruent to OSQ triangle because of SAS, side angle, side, and the included angle is there. So because of that, you can say PR equals QS because corresponding elements. Elements are equal. So you get 4 marks for this step. So 3 marks for showing these two triangles are congruent and then writing down the corresponding elements are equal, 1 mark. So this is the last question in your paper. So this is paper 2, last question, that's 12th question. So we covered all questions in paper 2. So complete the paper and look at my video to check your answers.